If you want 10-foot tomato plants this summer, the work actually starts right now. You can't just plant in last year's dirt and expect the jungle. Today I'm going to show you exactly what I add to supercharge my soil and why your garden needs it too. And we're going to start right over there. So this is the garden bed that we're working on today. First thing I gotta do is remove the big plants. They do look healthy and they're very pretty, but they just don't have time to keep growing because it's getting really hot. So I'm gonna harvest what I can and get cleaning up. So excited. This one I'm gonna keep. That's pretty cool. I've never been successful at growing Brussels sprouts because my winter season is very short, so they never get to develop good enough to eat. These are pretty small, but they're gonna be good. At least I can try them. And the reason that I'm pulling instead of like chopping them off at the base is because since I'm planting like right after I replenish the bed, it's gonna get on my way whenever I'm planting, because you can see some other plants that I chopped at the base and the big stump is there and I won't be able to dig and put the new plant. So this is why I'm pulling. I know it disturbs the soil a lot and I'm taking a lot of good organic matter, but I just have to because of my spacing. I need the space. And if you see right here, this is why we have to replenish the garden bed, because this crop took so much from the soil to grow this plant. So we have to add to be able to have a good, successful garden during the summer. So I will compost as much as I can. My compost is pretty full right now, but I will add some more, and whatever I can fit, I'm gonna have to throw away. So I'm just gonna remove as much as I can so I can harvest my little Brussels sprouts after this. This is a purple sprouting broccoli. I am not sure what is happening because it just never gave me broccoli. So I don't know if it's the plant or what, but I had a few more and they all did the same. They never gave broccoli. And it's a beautiful, healthy plant, but it just never produced broccoli. And I will for sure put it in my compost because it's pretty healthy. I've never grown fennel before and I loved it. The smell is so beautiful and it makes great soups. So I will keep those. Now this broccoli, I will turn it into, did I say broccoli? Kale. This kale, I'm gonna make it into kale chips. I can probably keep this one a little longer, but space, we need the space. I will leave it there too because I'm gonna harvest the leaves. Okay, so now we just have just debris and stuff, so we're gonna pick that up because you don't want to leave any leaves that have disease or anything that can infect your new plants. So we're gonna pick that up. And you see right here, the reason why I pull the plant is because here, I used to have a broccoli here, and you can still see the big stump in there. And if I want to plant, which I will plant a tomato plant here, it's not gonna let me, so I have to remove that. I'm gonna leave this cilantro right there because I want it to go to flower. That way the little bees can eat from it. I will leave my flowers. I'm gonna plant around them. But if you see, the soil's pretty dry and it needs to be replenished with new soil, because if I were to just plant on the soil, my little tomato will starve because there is not enough nutrients in here for it. So I'm just checking for any big stumps, and I do have a few. This is what I was talking about. They're trying to resprout. So I need to remove that. So, because it's taking too much space. There you go. So I'm trying to leave as much root system as I can, because that adds organic matter to the garden bed. So I'm just removing the big stump that is on my way. And there you go. Now my next plant has space. Okay, so I think we're all done. I'm keeping a few things, some flowers. I might just leave them where they are, and if I need to move them after, then I will. So I know what you're thinking. Why don't I just get a raised bed mix or potting mix and just top my raised bed with it? But that is just a quick fix. It lacks long-term nutrients for our plants, which can lead to poor plant growth, and it's pretty expensive. That being said, here is my soil recipe I use in my garden every spring. First thing is compost. It provides a lot of nutrients that your garden needs, your plants, and it helps retain moisture. There you go. And the next one is topsoil. Now, topsoil does have some nutrients in it, and it will provide drainage. Oh, if I can open it. Got it. So there we go. So we have a 50-50 blend. Now let's mix it. So now that the compost and the topsoil are mixed, we are going to add some perlite. So perlite helps with drainage. It helps the root system to be healthy so it can breathe and move throughout the soil. So let's do that. Okay, so now that our soil mix is ready to go, there is one more thing we need to do before putting the soil on the raised bed, and that is loosen up the soil about 6 inches. This will act like a glue for the new soil. It will create like air pockets for the new soil to go in there and become one with the soil that we already have. So let's do that, and we can get rid of whatever pest we have in there that we don't want. So let's do that, just mixing it. So we're just fluffing the soil. And I was just talking about pest. So this is what we want to remove out of our gardens. Oh my gosh, this is a workout. I think the soil is fluffed up. So now it's time to add our soil mix. So let's do that. Now I'm just placing the soil on top of the raised bed, and after we cover the whole bed, we will spread it by hand. Okay, next step. Now that the raised bed is full all the way to the top, I like doing that because it will sink. Right now it has a lot of air pockets in there. So once I water, it's gonna sink, and once the raised bed settle, it's gonna go down even lower. So we filled up all the way to the top. And the next step is some worm castings. Worm castings is a slow release organic fertilizer. Let me find something to open this. Okay. So we're gonna spread worm castings all around the bed. And then we're gonna work them on the top, like 2-3 inches of soil. So we just spread them around. Worm castings won't burn your plants, so you don't really need a specific amount. You just make sure you have enough to cover your soil. Okay, that's good. Now we just mix. It's like I'm giving the soil a back scratch. Okay. Whew, that was exhausting. So we have pretty much everything done now. Now I'm gonna add some all-purpose fertilizer. You can use whichever one you have. You have the option of just applying it on planting time, or you can just throw it on the raised bed right now and let the soil break it down and be available for your plants whenever you plant. So you have to read the instructions of whichever fertilizer you are using. So I'm just gonna go and spread. Oh. I am using Happy Frog tomato and vegetable fertilizer. But like I said, you can use whatever you have on hand. It could be, I've used in the past like Garden Tone from Espoma, Expert Gardener. So whichever one you want. Okay, the fertilizer is all mixed in. Now the final step. We have to water the garden so we can settle all the nutrients and all the soil that we just added. And that is it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed the video and you find it helpful. I will see you on the next one. Bye.